Well, I guess we already know he's dead. Hey everyone, welcome to Princess of Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with my blind reaction to the first episode, first impressions reaction, by the way, for the summer Hikaru died. This is a first impression, but it is a first impression that has been requested by Venom. So thank you, Venom. So this is another summer anime first impression we're doing. We've been doing so many of these. It's just like this season has been like insane in terms of shows starting up. Um like this is probably the most like packed anime season in terms of hype that we've had in a long time. Like I mean in a long time. We've had like anime seasons where there's been like one or two, three maybe shows that get a lot of hype. Hell, even upwards of four or five. But it's like it seems like almost everything this season is getting so much hype behind it. There's so many like older anime that have returned. There's so many for new seasons and whatnot. There's so many um or not even necessarily older, but anime that have returned for new seasons. There's so many new anime starting up that have gotten a lot of hype surrounding them, and this is one of them. So this series is being done on Netflix, and The Summer Hikaru Died is one that I have been hearing a lot of hype for months and months and months now. It's it's one that I do know the basic concept of. I don't know anything beyond the basic concept, but I do know the basic concept. So, from what I know, this centers around two friends. One of them dies, or I guess like disappears, maybe. Um, and I think it's that he disappears, and that when he comes back, the other friend notices that it's not him. It's absolutely just not Hikaru. And so it's like kind of implied that Hikaru died and was replaced. And this concept alone instantly makes me think of changelings. So those who don't know certain bits of mythology, I don't know exactly what mythology changelings originate from, but the myth of changelings is that a lot of times it centers around kids. Like if a kid goes missing in the woods and then they come back to you and they start seeming strange and doing like out of character things and whatnot, saying things that are out of character for them. It's like the idea is that they've probably been replaced by a changeling, a shapeshifter that takes the form of the child in order to prey upon the parents. And there's variations to this myth and everything. I've seen various movies and stuff that have gone into this. It's it's a pretty creepy idea. Like imagine yourself as a parent and your kid goes missing. You find them, but they're never the same. They're just so different. They're so like off. And I think this like kind of has centered around like real life stories of this kind of thing happening, where it's like, oh, parents notice after their kids go missing and come back, it's like their kids seem like very different in terms of like in terms of mentally and emotionally and the way they act and everything. And it's like I guess the idea went towards folklore and myth rather than acknowledging that the kid probably just has PTSD and is just probably like really fucking traumatized from the experience. Trauma can cause people to become entirely different in a snap. No time at all. It's very easy, and especially for a kid, because kids are so malleable is a good word for it. Kids are so malleable when they're young, and their minds can be shaped by just very, very small things. It doesn't have to be something huge. It doesn't have to be something like really intense. Any little thing can change a child's mentality pretty damn easily. So it's probably the myth is probably based on shit like that, but it's a really interesting bit of mythology nonetheless. I cannot speak today. But yeah, this basic plot line definitely makes me think of that, and I wonder if that's what it's going to go for. I wonder if it's going to actually like have this be a changeling story, because that could be really interesting. Um, but yeah, I'm very interested to see like exactly what this is, because it's gotten so much hype around, and I don't know if this was a manga or whatnot before. Probably was, but a lot of people were really looking forward to this, and I'm very excited to find out why. Um, it sounds like it could be at least kind of horror like, considering it's what I know of its plot. I haven't watched a trailer, by the way, or anything. I tend not to do that for most things. Um, so I don't know. I don't know any info other than the barest description, and only because I heard that. I think the first time I ever heard about this series, which again, months and months and months and months ago, maybe even upwards of a year or so. Probably when this was first announced, I probably heard the general synopsis then. Um, but yeah, it's it's gonna be interesting to see if this lives up to the hype as well, because so much this season has been really good, even surprisingly so in some cases. And I'm hoping that it continues that trend. So let's just get into this and see what we've got in store. Hold up just a sec. Before you click that link down in the description below to get to today's video, I want to remind you of all the awesome content we have both on this channel and the Princess of Gaming channel. Let's check it out. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So this seems to have a bit of a horror slash mystery vibe to it. And it seems like there's like definitely elements I don't know. I don't know if it's just my expectations based on the single plot summary I heard, but the elements in this that I was not really expecting. This guy who seems to be hunting these, again, I'm just calling them changelings for now, for lack of a better word. Um, and I guess the company he works with too, is just such an unexpected addition to this. I don't know why it just never occurred to me that this would have people like this hunting them down. I thought it would be kind of more isolated to just the village and its people. Um, I also didn't expect the reveal to come that quickly. I honestly thought the reveal would come by the end of the episode, but it really didn't waste any time. And there's, I kind of have two sides to me in regards to that. There's a part of me that like finds the pacing of this a little too quick. I looked it up. Apparently, the manga is still ongoing, which also kind of makes the pacing feel weird to me. And even if this is how it's done in the manga, I feel like maybe it would have been better to kind of like space things out, or like lengthen things out a little bit, or even shift things around a little. I don't know. It just feels weird to have that revelation that he's not Hikaru, even though that's, again, obviously the basis of this entire series. It just feels weird for that to happen at the very beginning, and have the entire first episode just dedicated to him thinking about that and showcasing how Hikaru is obviously different than how he used to be. I'm just going to still refer to him as Hikaru. Um, it obviously introduces this hunter, I guess is a way to put it. But I also feel like it feels early to introduce an element like that. If you're gonna have something like that, it feels like that would be something you would introduce down the line as a threat after you already started establishing the characters and their relationships and how this town goes. Like having the old woman and and all these other people who seemingly know about this creature, but I guess according to the hunter at least don't really know its like the truth behind it. They seem to have like some kind of like mythological view of it, and they're talking about having done some kind of ritual. It's like all of that I am pretty fine with. That I feel is a good way to like kind of introduce an early starting antagonistic force. The hunter being added in as well feels way too early for that kind of thing. Um and again, I feel like it just rushed into the reveal. Because even though, like, again, this is what this series is clearly advertised for, the title of the anime is literally called The Summer Hikaru Died, even though I guess technically not correct. Unless it's, like, referring to this Hikaru that dies during this summer. Because, again, Hikaru actually died in January, according to what that said. So technically, the title is just not correct. Unless it is referring to this current Hikaru. So it's just really I don't know, like certain aspects of it feel off, and maybe that's just my autism talking that's making me overthink it and overanalyze it and everything. But there's certain aspects to it that are bothering me personally. And even if it's just me, they're bothering me. It's not really something I can help. It's not something I'm choosing to have happen. It's just something that bothers me. But on the other hand, the other side of the coin, it's also extremely fascinating because there's obviously some comparisons that can be made here with Parasite the Maxim, which obviously it's very different in terms of like specifics and everything. But this changeling, I'm gonna keep calling it that, that had taken over Hikaru's dead body and everything is very seems to be very similar to a parasite from that series. And on top of it, it's like it also has the aspect of it doesn't know what it was beforehand and doesn't really understand like it doesn't really see itself as like an intelligent being prior. It was just like kind of acting on instinct. Granted, I think that's mostly because of Migi ending up in Shunichi's hand in Parasite the Maxim, rather than the intended brain. But still, it does definitely remind me of that. This also gives me a slight vibe of Shiki, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's just because of the village aspect of it, or if it's like the tone is kind of getting to that point. If you don't know, Shiki is a really good horror anime about vampires. It's really good. It's a very psychological series, and yes, it touches on the aspect of who the real monsters are. But it's like it's just so good. It's so iconic, and a really underrated series. Um, Also, it has a phenomenal opening, but it kind of gives me those vibes, and I can't entirely explain why. Maybe the Hikaru's glowing eyes at times are doing it. I think also the scene where he's attacking Miss Mayuya, or whatever the fuck her name was, the old woman, at the end there. I don't know. That kind of reminded me of when like the Shiki, the vampires, attack um, the victims in Shiki. And the glowing eyes, especially, are a pretty big touch with that. Um, it's really interesting. And it definitely makes me want to see more. Um, but again, there are some things about it that just kind of like I'm kind of conflicted about. Because I don't think like they ruin it. I don't think like the pacing of this is as bad as like other things have been, where it actively like hurts the series overall. It just feels weird. Also, there's like that one woman who noticed the change in the taiyaki recipe. How did she just notice that Hikaru was possessed, I guess? Like she just somehow could tell? And then and same with the old woman, really. Like how could they tell? Like animals being able to tell is one thing, but hmm. And even the one, even one of the girls, like the schoolgirls, like even she had a like reactory uh expression, like at one point when she was like looking at Hikaru. Is there like something that they're just like somehow being they're just somehow like innately able to tell, some kind of like instinct? Is that the idea? Obviously, if that's a spoiler, don't tell me, but or maybe that girl is also like involved with it somehow, but then again, how would she know? Cuz I mean, the only reason Yoshiki knows, the only reason he was able to figure out that wasn't Hikaru is cuz he was friends with Hikaru. And he could tell that he was like, nothing like he used to be. And then obviously, knew Hikaru very openly, like told him that, yeah, that's the case. But still, it's like, unless all these other people also just knew Hikaru very well, which I guess is possible. But like the woman, the Taiyaki woman, I don't know what else to call her, I'm sorry. But she didn't even see him. Like he and Yoshiki just passed by behind her, and she like almost got like a chill and turned around and like was scared as hell. There's got to be more to it. Maybe he like gives off bad vibes. I don't know. Um, or maybe it is some kind of spiritual awareness thing. And again, then you have like this hunter guy, and he's like, "Oh, they don't even know what this thing really is," and all. It's like, okay, there's definitely some strong like implications there that this thing is like very dangerous. But from everything we've seen, he just wants to live as Hikaru. I mean, I think he only went after the woman because he felt like she was maybe a danger to him being able to do so. Which is, not great, but it seems like his only goal is to live as Hikaru. He just wants to live a normal life at this point. Which, mind you, I don't know if that's possible, because will Hikaru's body still age? Like, he's clearly keeping it alive. By possessing Hikaru's corpse, he's able to keep it alive and, like, running. But will it still age? It's not entirely clear, like, how the rules of this work yet, but, I mean, it's only the first episode. Um, I've been kind of thinking throughout these entire afterthoughts as well. It's like, do I want to react to this, or would I rather watch this on my own time? Because I'm kind of conflicted and unsure about this series, like, based on this first episode. There's, like, so many interesting, good things about this, but then there's other things that kind of, like, bother me a little bit. I would say it's more positive than negative in terms of my feelings, but siren. But those, oh, that's coming right down the street, isn't it? Yeah. Hope everyone's okay. But either way, uh, while it's more positive than negative, the negative does still exist, and it's again, it's minor. It's not like huge, but it's like that little inkling feeling that I guess these characters were getting that something is off. I don't know. I just there's other series this season that have like had more of like a strong positive impact on me. This one is, again, it's good. I guess I would say not great though. Um I think I could maybe continue watching it for now and see, like, reacting to it specifically and seeing if it's gonna be like something I want to like fully dedicate myself to. It's just, I guess, gonna be one of those where it's like I have to continue watching to see. So maybe we'll end up like pushing it for like 3 episodes and kind of determine at that point. That might give us a better feeling for it. Because just this first episode alone, I just feel like I need to see where it goes. So I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna at least give it 3 episodes and kind of go from there. We're probably not gonna get to this one right away. We'll just get to it when we can and when I feel it's the right time to. Maybe if we have a spot open up around October, we could do it then, like, horror themed series for October. That could be fun. But for now, yeah, this again, it was good. Not perfect, not great, but good, genuinely good. And I just maybe on rewatches I'll appreciate it more as well. I'll probably watch some other people's reactions to it. So, in the meantime, tell me in the comments below what you thought of this first episode of The Summer Hikaru Died. And for now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.